This is Midday News. Thanks for joining us. A delegation of approximately 17 bishops, including Father Lawrence Harokaija and Father Thomas Ravaioli, will travel to Rome along with additional pilgrims from Papua New Guinea and other countries in the region for the canonization of Blessed Peter Torot as the first saint of Papua New Guinea.
His Eminence John Cardinal Ribat described the event as a milestone for the Pacific and the Universal Church, celebrating Torot's daily holiness and unwavering faith. Bishop Rosario Menendez highlighted Torot's commitment to Christian merits, symbolized by 2 rings in his official portrait. Bishop Otto Sifari emphasized his courage in defending faith under persecution. Father Lawrence Arokairas outlined the Rome program and national celebrations, including a special event in Rabaul from 11 to 14 December 2025. A delegation of bishops and pilgrims will attend the Vatican ceremony. CBC PNG SI invites all faithful to join in prayer and thanksgiving as Papua New Guinea prepares to celebrate its first saint, whose life continues to inspire families and communities across the world. Joanna Violet, TVWAN News.
The Office of Child and Family Services has highlighted the difference and importance of out-of-home care centers, which they say are often mixed up with other social services in communities. CEO Jerry Webb said out-of-home care centers are part of the child protection system that aims to provide a safe and stable environment for children and young people when they are unable to live with their families, often due to abuse, neglect, family breakdown, or other safety concerns.
The Office of Child and Family Services said Papua New Guinean culture has a secure network in society where children without parents or are neglected are taken care of and no one is left to fend for themselves. However, some 20 to 30 years after independence, the issue of foster care pops up because there are children who are left to fend for themselves or are missing out on life's necessities. During the presentation of the 17 special grants, CEO of the Office of Child and Family Services, Jerry Webb, cautioned the community not to allow the mushrooming of out-of-home cares in the country.
Going forward, we need partners. We need partners, but they meet requirements to establish care centers in the country, and we want to encourage that. We need partners in this process, but the standard operating minimum operating standards must be met in order for this service to be delivered.
With out-of-home care centers, the Office of Child and Family Services is referring to children receiving similar care to those living and being cared for in their own home.
The difference between the safe houses and the out-of-home care center. Out-of-home care center I'm referred to is for child protection, especially related to children needing protection, children who are abused, who are molested, who are not being cared for, whose parents are either dead or even if parents abuse them, they're taken care of by out-of-home care center operators. So
he further clarified the difference that the out-of-home care and the Mary Safe House play in the community.
For any individual or any organization or any want to establish that, then it has to be approved by the National Child and Family Service Council. It must be recommended, and compliance must be met through by the Lugati Picnic Act in order for these services to be legally operating and providing services to our children.
Out-of-home care centers are part of the child protection system that aims to provide a safe and stable environment for children and young people. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
A swift response by Saido police led to the arrest of 4 men who were transporting a large quantity of marijuana through the Raikos district in Madang province. According to police reports, the suspects were apprehended at Sawai village in Saidor. A caller tipped police off on the morning of Wednesday, October 8. The information was that 4 men were traveling by dinghy from Malalamai village, allegedly carrying bags of marijuana. Police intercepted the dinghy when it arrived at Sawai village and found dried marijuana neatly packed in plastic bags, weighing around 65 kg. The 4 men were immediately arrested and taken to Sidor police station for questioning. Efforts by the Vovosi community in the Nakanai district to build infrastructure for a proposed primary school has been boosted with the presentation of a Lucas mill by the Nakanai DDA. The sawmill will enable local villages to source timber efficiently, facilitating the building process and promoting self-sufficiency.
During the handover ceremony over the weekend, member for Nakanai and Oil Palm Minister Francis Maneke acknowledged the efforts of the Vovosi community in advocating for the school and expressed confidence that the sawmill will empower them to realize their educational aspirations.
Plus mitubla yet must stop now make him so that them come up good lo I lo mitubla because time mitubla got finish or pitching lo mitubla bali stop good na bali amas na bali talk amas lo mitubla papa mama because if make him life lo pikini impossible lo tomorrow osena lo today we sana pol se member lo you blood Nakanai regardless of one mol samni am come up lo today but me like him through by Nakanai must come up good establish good inside lo this la first year blown now make him so that over something am straight now might make him looking good blow district blow me.
Community leaders and villagers celebrated this development, recognizing that a primary school will not only improve educational opportunities for children but also foster a sense of community pride and collaboration. The project is expected to enhance the community's capacity for providing quality education, laying the groundwork for future generations' success. School project coordinator Ronald Patata thanked the MP for the timely intervention.
We talk thank you. God am working this land possible me. Plenty time money sabe working law sabe blowing na. You sabe fail. Money sabe jamani me. Now you must trust him God. Leader you must look. Now me challenge me all get out. You must be my blame me. Now focus me must go straight.
Patata says despite challenges and limited support from some areas, the community remains determined, placing their trust in God as the source of strength and leadership. He said a well-built school is essential to provide a safe and effective learning environment.
Education is very important. You will get out. You don't got education, but you lose one time. Living William by Paris. So now I'm foundation. Home by me set him up, Maggie, and make him up good. You must start him, build him up good, bring him up good. Now facility must alright. No mangi by going set na him. Asele.
The coordinator also highlighted other ongoing development projects in Vovosi, including the construction of a community-funded primary school featuring 2 4-in-1 classrooms, 8 teachers' houses, and 2 duplex classrooms. A new health facility, including a clinic and 2 nurses' houses, has already been completed with support from the provincial MP Sasundran Mutuwel, alongside the establishment of an SDA church in the area. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Chief Executive Officer of Telecom, Amos Tepi, has maintained his stand that all retired and retrenched staff who were removed from the organization following the restructure exercise were paid their final entitlements. Tepi said some of the departing staff had expected higher payouts, but these were affected by legal commitments they had made with their salaries. However, the retired and retrenched staff claimed that no proper process was followed as they were not properly consulted. Many long-serving employees with 30 to 45 years of service were paid between 2,000 and 50,000 in leave entitlements. Aggrieved by these payments, the former staff submitted a petition to Telecom PNG management, giving it 48 hours to explain the process used in paying the entitlements. The petition expired on Wednesday, October 8, 2025, with no response from the Telecom management. Hence, they aired their concerns through the media the next day. However, on Saturday, October 11th, the CEO in a statement explained that the majority of the affected employees had 4 to 5 loan deductions running with financial institutions, and by law, these loans have to settle before their final payout, leading to reduced entitlements. However, the affected former staff decried the lack of proper consultation with HR prior to the exercise.
Entitlements to be paid, the full in the heifers, the repatriations, ex gratia, and freights. Those things need to be paid so that we can happily leave the organization. Normal for a retrenched employee to go through final payment calculations before the repatriations or before a deed of release was done. However, in this case, nothing of the HR process was done.
Kewanu said they will take legal action against the company. To overseas news, Western Sydney University is finalizing plans for voluntary redundancy involving hundreds of staff as it battles a projected deficit. Staff are furious. University management has engaged highly paid consultants and suggests they are contributing to the financial pain.
Western Sydney University, the invoices speak for themselves. At least 7 consultants being paid on daily rates starting at more than $1,000 a day. One consultant getting $85,000 for 5 weeks' work, plus rebates for tolls and parking. Another is being paid $10,000 a week as the university enacts a change management process that will mean 191 net job losses.
It's the most chaotic change process I've ever seen, and that makes people scared. It also makes some people very, very angry.
The people we've brought on board have enabled us to save jobs. We started off with up to 400 jobs being lost at the beginning of the year, and we're now at the point there'll be 0 forced redundancies.
Students too are concerned about how their fees are spent.
What we're seeing is a massive focus on profit and not keeping the place sustainable, but keeping the place profitable, which is very different.
The university's leader, though, says his consultant use is prudent and effective.
Look, my starting point is that the use of consultants must be exceptional. In fact, the default is no. We would only engage outside specialists where, firstly, we need expertise that we don't have in-house.
A Senate inquiry into university governance has heard estimates the university sector pays at least $734 million a year on consultants. The top spenders are the University of Newcastle, Australian National University, followed by the University of WA. The use of consultants at government-funded public universities is now so widespread that some sit on university boards. Critics say there's a lack of transparency, not just about how much consultants cost, but the reasons behind their decisions on job losses and course cuts. Universities defend the use of consultants, saying they're needed to roll out systems like IT security.
University management draw on consultancies in a very small way, commensurate or proportionate to their overall budgets.
Another flashpoint on campus in a year of job cuts and financial pain.
Back home in sports, Garahu Magpies and Garaka Bombers have secured their spot for the 2025 Moniplus Port Moresby AFL Grand Final decider set for this Saturday, October 18, 2025. In Saturday's preliminary finals, reigning premiers Magpies proved the fitter and better side over minor premiers and early favourites Lamana Dockers in the main game, ending the game 57-52 at full time. In the earlier game, Garaka Bombers easily crashed past West Eagles in a loop-side contest that saw Bombers coming away with the win 53-25.
The minor premiers Dockers controlled the match from the first end of third quarter, going to the break leading by 3 points. The Magpies had the win advantage in the last quarter and made good use of it to outscore Dockers with 3-1 and 2-0. The final score Dockers 8-4 and 52, Magpies 9-3 and 57. Magpies will now meet the Bombers in the big decider on Saturday. The Bombers Eagles showdown turned out to be another thriller. Eagles got off to an early start by 1 point, 0.2, 0.1 before Bombers took matters into their own hands, scoring 4 goals to Eagles 1. They scored 2 goals, each in the third and fourth quarters, to easily defeat Eagles. Final score Bombers 8, 5 and 53, to West 3, 7 and 25. Meanwhile, in the reserve prelims, defending champs Uni Tigers easily accounted for newcomers Taikone Hawks, smashing them 12, 10 and 82, 3, 4 and 22. In the other prelims match, Goren's Kokofas 6, 7, 43 defeated West Eagles 4-3, 27. Tigers will defend their title against Kokofas in the grand final. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 Sports.
And that ends our midday news. Do join us at 6 tonight for the main bulletin. Bye for now.